A very, very warm welcome to day 2 of our conference, An Active Future with Dementia. Now, first and foremost, can everybody hear me okay? Now, one thing I could ask at the start, fantastic, if you could just turn your mics on, folks, turn your videos on as well, your cameras on, and let's have a look at you all, and we'll see how many folk I know. Then I'll introduce myself. Yes, we can all hear each other. That's fantastic. So feel free to keep your mic on, and we'll say hello. So a very warm welcome. Now, my computer's not giving me everybody on the screen, so I'm going to flick through my pages. I can see some very handsome people here. I can see Yvonne's looking well, and Morris is looking well. Hi, Mo. Good to see you, sir. And I'm flicking over. I've got Kenneth. Kenneth, welcome back, sir. Kenneth was in yesterday. Nice background, Ken. I think you're at the rugby there. Who else do I recognise? Now, I'm not going to pick an MD. Don't worry. I'm not going to pick an MD. I'm just going through and having it. There's Sam. Sam's one of our guest presenters. Hi, Sam. Good to see you, sir. So, hello, everybody. It's smashing to see you all. This is our second day of our conference, An Active Future with Dementia. Yesterday, we were looking at staying active indoors, and today, we're turning attention to the great outdoors. And I'm looking outside just now, and the sun is shining. We're also going to have a look at activity within clubs, inclusion within clubs. So I've got a jam-packed 2-hour programme ahead of us. Now, I'll introduce myself. My name's Stephen Halkett. You'll see that on the screen here. And I am your host. I am honoured to be your host for this afternoon's event. So I'll take you through everything. I'll be saying hello all the way through and keeping everything hopefully moving to time. I have been warned to stick to time because, folks, I can chat a lot. To trade I'm a school teacher. So you're probably looking in the background and thinking, my goodness, he's getting off a strange house. This is not my house. I'm a teacher, and I'm currently at the Vale of Leaving Academy, and my class has been covered to allow me to come and speak to yourselves. I'm also an ambassador for the Sporting Memories Foundation Scotland, and I will share with you, this is my first role as ambassador, so I am super excited. I also have to tell you, I think you got it in your kind of warm-up, I'm also a stand-up comedian, so feel free to heckle me because I will take you on. I will genuinely take you on. So feel free. Any heckles, just send them in and I will take them on. So, folks, welcome. We've got 2 hours of fun and activity ahead of us. Our focus is on, as I say, exercise outdoors and making that accessible to everybody. And we're going to hear from some wonderful ventures that are currently taking place to provide that opportunity. I'm going to start with a wee story, if that's okay. I mean, my sport is running. And I run regularly with Morris here from Sport and Memories Foundation, our Chief Operating Officer. Morris, good to see you, sir. And I love the outdoors. Right now I'm stuck in a school, and one of the things I dearly love is when I can leave this building and I just go out there and I breathe, and then I get the running gear on and I go for a run. But my story is about my dad. My dad's older. I'll not tell you his age. I'll keep that a secret. But my dad's older, and I'm encouraging my dad to get active. And my dad was running. Lockdown came. And things became a bit more tricky, a bit more difficult. But my story is this weekend, I phoned my dad. I phoned him, and he'd been out for a walk, and I kid you not, he was so delighted. 2 miles was his distance, and he was just so pleased. It lifted his mood. He felt good. He says the muscles were working. He felt good. And also what he said to me was, he said, son, I was walking home and I saw an open road. And my dad in his previous youth was a runner. And he thought, I'm just going to run. I'm just going to break into a jog. And I said, well done, Dad. He said to me, I hope no one saw me. And I goes, don't worry about that, Dad. Let them see you. You go and run for the hills. And it was just fantastic. It just lifted his spirits. And that's what we're all about today. We are encouraging everyone, no matter what age they are, to exercise. to get out there, enjoy the great outdoors, to enjoy the clubs that are out there, the clubs that are offering activities for us. That is what today is all about. So we really hope you learn from it. Now, one thing I'll say is you don't need to take notes, right? I'm like a teacher here. You don't need to take notes, because all of the information that we will go through today, we will send to you. So on the email that you booked with, we will send all that information out to you, and hopefully you will be inspired. You will be inspired, and you'll follow some of the stuff up from today's conference. The other thing I'm going to say right from the word go is we want to learn from you. We want to learn from you as well. We want to produce activities and help overcome the barriers that you are facing. So towards the end of the conference, we'll have some chat. We're going to break out into what's called breakout rooms. And we'll have a good chat. You had some questions we sent you before the conference, and we'll have a chance to speak to you and to find out what barriers do you face as you try and exercise outside and within the community setting. And we will use that information to go and work and try and improve things for you. So it's a two-way process. Stuff coming to you, and we're going to take hopefully some stuff back. Now, it's very relaxing, folks. We've got some very, very special guests with us who are going to make some presentations. So we'll try and say a quick hello to them. Julie's got a film made for us, and we'll introduce that when it comes. Julie's from Dementia Friendly Press Week. We've also got Sam. Now, we spoke to Sam a wee bit earlier. Sam's Edinburgh Leisure. Let me get Sam on my screen again. Now, where's young Sam?
Young, I like that one.
Now, my screen is just, Sam, how's yourself? Sam, I understand that you're going to put us through our paces today, is that right?
Not too big, a little bit.
No, okay, nice and gentle. So we'll get some gentle exercise coming our way. That's going to be fantastic. We'll look forward to that, Sam, very much indeed. Thank you for coming along, for your support.
No problem.
Now, we've also got Daniel from Bow, Scotland, who's appearing today. Is Daniel about?
Yes, I'm here.
Daniel, good to see you, sir. And we're looking forward to hearing all about bowls. Daniel, I'm trying to find you on my screen and I'm struggling. Where's Daniel? Maybe in my first screen. Daniel, I see you now.
Somewhere, Stephen.
I've got you, another fine-looking young man. I tell you, we're a very attractive audience, aren't we? That's very attractive audience. Daniel, I'm going to tell you a wee story about bowls, if that's okay. It's not relevant. My pal Derek Oliver. Do you know Derek?
I've heard of Derek, aye.
I think he's a great bowler. But Derek started bowling when we were young, and we were all playing football. Football was our thing, and Derek started bowling, and he got very, very good. But I remember having a wee night out with him, Daniel, and I said to him, Derek, what made you start bowling? And do you know what he said? He said, the club sells cheap alcohol. That's what made him. Nothing to do with the bowls. It was a baby. But Derek went on to become a great bowler. So Daniel, we very much look forward to hearing from you as well. Another special guest we have is Sandra from Age Scotland. Is Sandra with us?
Yes, sorry, I should speak. I'm here.
I was
waving, but no, speaking is better.
Oh, Sandra, another very attractive person. Where do we get these guests? Okay, Sandra, lovely to see you. You're in your home. Your home looks lovely, Sandra. It's nice.
My home.
I'm in a school. Can I share with you, Sandra, we look forward to hearing from you later on as well. Can I share with you folks, yesterday during the conference, the school fire alarm went off. I mean, it went off. We've not had it. It was dust into the sensor, so we're not expecting a fire alarm. But if it does go off, I will need to leave you. But I've been told now, David's our IT man. Everybody, David's our IT man. So David is in the background making all this magic happen. And David told me if the fire alarm goes off today, I have to take my laptop out with me. So you'll see a school in action, folks, and I'll just keep going. We'll just keep going. So, right, I'm blabbing, and we need to stick to the time. So. The plan is we're going to have a break at halftime, and we'll be doing a sports quiz at that point in time. And then, as I say, towards the end, we'll go into the chat rooms and we'll have a chance to have a smaller group chat together. Now, this is brought to you by the wonderful Sporting Memories with Life Changes Trust, and we've got a lot of thank yous, which I will leave to the end because time is marching on. So, without further ado, we're going to get things underway. Now, I'm an ambassador for the wonderful Sporting Memories. This charity do amazing work. amazing work. We've recently started a virtual club within this very school run by 6-year pupils, which we're very excited about. Now, Sport and Memories have put together a film to get us underway. It's put together especially for this conference. So sorry, that's our tannoy going off. If you can hear that school tannoy, sorry, that's we have a tannoy as well in the school, which has just gone off. Apologies for that. That was just looking for a pupil. So we're going to start with this film by Sport Minutes, and this is our premiere, everybody. So could I ask you now, at this point in time, if you could all put your cameras off and your microphones off, and I'll just wait for you all to do that, and then I'll pass over to David to get the film underway. So if all could have our cameras off, please. I'll be the last to go off. I'll just go through the screens. We're all off, and I'll be the last to go off, and we'll pass over to David. So enjoy this film by Sporting Memories Foundation.
Sporting Memories clubs are for any older adult who enjoys talking about and remembering sport. Our clubs are open to everyone. Some of our members are living with dementia or are isolated. Others simply enjoy having the opportunity to reminisce with others.
By tapping into those long-term memories, we find that people can actually articulate some of those memories in a setting that's friendly and respectful, and where they're given the time and space to express those. It means that they're communicating and socializing again.
Over the years, our work has moved from offering group social activities to also encouraging physical activity, giving people the chance to reconnect with the sports they once loved, and also with others living in similar circumstances. At the heart of our work is bringing people together. As a result of our communities, we've seen improvements in mental and physical well-being, with participants reconnecting with wider social, sporting, and health networks in their communities.
This is an opportunity for them to come together and relive that experience and have that social network again and have that friendship that does build up confidence, and people feel able to contribute. The most impactful and beautiful thing about what can happen in the group is everybody feeling able to contribute in whatever way they can.
The COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way we work. We've adapted our delivery model to include phone calls, online activities, and when possible, socially distanced outdoor meetings. We've even managed to bring together the Sporting Memories family from across the UK and Australia in online Zoom gatherings celebrating the Commonwealth Games, the start of the Six Nations, and the Great Get Together. To support our members and volunteers in being active at home, we developed the Kit Bag. Delivered to people's homes, the pack includes exercise equipment, a DVD, reminiscence resources, and personalised record books. We also run online sessions which demonstrate how to use the equipment in a relaxed group environment. Whether it be face-to-face or online, Sporting Memories gives people the opportunity to come together and make new connections, building their confidence and providing a safe, friendly community. As we come out of the pandemic, we will continue to unite people through sport and reach out through a blended delivery of phone calls, online and face-to-face activity, adapting to circumstances and the needs of individuals both at home and in the community.
Wonderful film there, highlighting the wonderful work of Sporting Memories. I've been part of some of the stuff that's mentioned there. As I mentioned, we have a virtual club now running from the school. We believe we're the first school in the UK to have a virtual club. It's run by 6-year pupils together with 2 volunteers. One of them is here today, Kenneth. I saw Kenneth earlier on there, and a fellow called Jerry as well. So we're very, very excited. But I could also briefly mention steps for Sporting Memories. Now, walking has obviously become a real hobby through this pandemic. Many folk have got themselves out for a good walk. So steps for Sporting Memories is something you should really check out. They've done a number of virtual walks, set up a number of virtual walks, but the most recent one is a rugby greats walk, and you pretty much walk, I think, 850 miles, and you follow in the footsteps of these rugby greats. It starts in Ireland and then go to Scotland and Wales. Now, you don't travel to them, you do it virtually in your own area or even in your house, and you can learn a lot about rugby as you go along. So the Steps for Sporting Memories is another new initiative, and the most recent one is a real belter, as I would say, about rugby, and you learn about the rugby greats as you go along. So fantastic start to the conference there, and thank you, Sporting Memories, for putting that together, especially for today's event. Now, we're going to move on now to Julie. Now, Julie's put together a film for us. Now, Julie's company is called Dementia Friendly Press Week. And what Julie organises is dementia-friendly walks along the beautiful Prestwick Promenade. So once again, if you could keep all your cameras off, your microphones off, and we're going to pass over to David. This film is, I think, about 11 minutes long, so just sit back, relax, and let's hear what Julie offers Dementia-Friendly Prestwick. Thanks.
Hi, my name's Julie Twaddle. I'm from a local charity called Dementia Friendly Prestwick, and on the screen is how you can get in touch with us. We are, as I say, a local charity. These photographs and the films you're going to see, I should say, were captured before the coronavirus lockdown. We host social and physical activities to support people with dementia, their families and their carers. You'll see we have a community cinema that we used to host every month, and we're looking forward to restarting those. We made changes to the local infrastructure. In the civic space, we've got a community garden, that's in the bottom left-hand side of the screen. But what we're going to talk about today is the glorious walks that we do along Prestwick seafront. We don't do this on our own. People come together to form communities, we work with organisations, and we create partnerships. One of the crucial partnerships we have is with Pass for All. They really have been key in a lot of our efforts to make improvements to Prestwick. One of the first things that we did was a weekly health walk, a dementia-friendly health walk along our seafront every single Monday morning. We have got trained walk leaders. We are dementia-friendly and also cancer-friendly, as we have had training from Macmillan Cancer Support Scotland. And the walks are just a really important part of lots of people's calendars. We just decided to launch a walk, weren't quite sure how it would go, but very quickly it became a huge draw, and people are really looking forward to our walks. Whether it's for a walk, whether it's for a blether, when we're able to provide refreshments, a cup of tea, coffee, biscuits in the local hotel, those are also quite good draws. And I'd like to introduce a short film now, which Pass for All made with us, which shows more of the ways that they have been supporting us.
My name's Julie Twaddle. I'm part of Dementia Friendly Prestwick. We're a local charity that started just over 4 years ago. I got involved with the steering group because my mum and dad had vascular dementia and I was an unpaid carer for my mum. What we're trying to do is put in place measures, change the infrastructure so that people can live confidently longer with dementia independently at home. One of the first activities we wanted to do is a dementia-friendly walk along the promenade. We're very lucky in Prestwick to have a flat promenade, so it is already pretty accessible, but with a few changes we knew we could enhance it. All I asked for was a little bit of paint to jazz up some of the benches that we had, and Pass for All came back to us and said, how about we go a bit grander? And of course we just thought that was fantastic. Quite a few people said that the road leading down to the seafront is quite a busy one when the weather's nice, and you have to cross the road to get to the cafe, to get the ice cream and to use the toilets. So could we really call the promenade dementia friendly if you had to cross a busy road with no assistance. We have been supported by the local authority, South Ayrshire Council, and the Roads Department, Ayrshire Roads Alliance, and in a very short space of time we had this traffic refuge in the road behind us, which means that you can safely cross the road and have a little break in the middle of the road because there's an island you can stand on. Whether you've got dementia or not in our town, you've probably heard of us, and it's a good way of sharing, frankly, just a compassionate ethic, which is good for everyone.
I'm Elissa Wilson, and I'm part of Dementia Friendly Prestwick. Alec Finlay was commissioned to work with Dementia Friendly Prestwick. He is, I believe, the artist in residence for Paths for All, and he was commissioned to do a piece of work with us, and he came with the poet Ken Coburn and met with the walking group, came a few times actually. He gave us some ideas and we narrowed them down and came up with the wind vanes, which have just been installed and are proving to be a real talking point along the promenade. So we're delighted with that. It's really heartening to know that the changes you've made are making a positive impact in other people's lives. And it's just been a lovely thing to be part of.
Paths for All's artist in resident is Alec Finlay, and here's just a wee snapshot of some of the work that we've done with him. He and poet Ken Coburn came to Prestwick and joined our walk several times, met with our walkers, and together we collaborated on some public art. And we made these beautiful, whimsical, poetic wind vanes. They're not at all useful, but they're absolutely wonderful. They bring a bit of joy to the seafront, and they were designed with people with dementia. And again, as part of the public consultation we had involving the whole of the community to discuss what the seafront needed to make it more accessible, we installed this traffic refuge. And it's important that we do look at the infrastructure in our communities and where we live, because being active is not just about putting on special events for special times, possibly highlighting the differences between people. It's about making change that is right for everybody and that will help people to keep being active independently for as long as possible. And frankly, crossing the road safely is essential. This is the one road that separates the beach from the town. You need to be able to access the public toilet safely, and possibly even more importantly, the cafe that sells the ice cream and the coffees. Here is some signage that is going up on the public toilets. Signage is an important tapestry of the support that the collaborations bring to being a successful dementia-friendly community. We need to encourage confidence in people that they can go out on their own, and having clear signs helps with that. So this is a suite of signs designed by a Scottish company, Studio LR. You'll see that they are image-led, very strong colour contrasts, and they're placed at eye level. And what we're just keen to do is remove as many barriers to inclusion as possible. You know, outside spaces are for everybody. And talking of confidence, here are two of our regular walkers, Myra and Betty.
My name's Myra Laurie, and I come from Prestwick originally. Now I stay in the retirement flats, and when I moved, Betty is my next door neighbour. The Dementia Society have made a difference to the beach, you know. I've got to say that, because we've got these coloured benches here, and then the ones up at Kids Play and that, and now the weather vane poles, And they really have made a difference. They do the walks on a Monday for people. And you know, people are delighted to come in those walks. You know, some are infirm in wheelchairs and that.
It's
And
just the front.
aye, and it's flat walking in the front.
Along the front and then back. And it's just right.
Aye.
It's not too far.
Aye.
It's very pleasant indeed.
Our brightly coloured benches have been a huge success. It's all well and good having ambition to be active, but you also have to think about providing a safe place to rest. And so what makes these benches dementia friendly is they've got a good strong armrest to help people as they sit up and sit down. There's a strong colour contrast between them and the background behind them. For instance, this green bench that you can see, if there was a lot of grass behind it, it wouldn't pop so much. And of course, the bright pink bench, especially when you've got a cute wee girl in it, just pops all the time. And again, going back to what we're talking about partnerships, we were really happy to shout about all the successes that our partnerships have made. So here we've got a little photograph that appeared in the local paper. It features some of us, some of our volunteers, and council officer. Because it does take everybody to impact positive change. And together with the council, we implemented these colourful benches, and it's been a great way to show that dementia-friendly design doesn't mean boring, it doesn't mean staid, it's not all about armrests and making things beige. These are fabulous. And it's with thanks to Pass for All that they could see the ambition that we had, and that we are now at the point where we're very proud about our dementia-friendly promenade. And lastly, I should say, reiterate again, these photographs were taken before social distancing over the past 15 months. And Pass for All have provided us with regular updates, enabling us to restart the walks responsibly following government guidelines. And let me just say that despite the weather being fairly hit and miss, our walks have never been more popular, which just goes to show that people do want to come together, you do want to exercise safely together, and long may they continue. Thank you very much.
Wow, Julie, that was inspirational, fantastic. I'd never heard of the walks before in Prestwick, and that was just brilliant. The work you're doing there, Julie, is tremendous. We thank you so much for providing these things. Very interesting there when Julie's talking about overcoming the barriers, and people don't think, do they? You know, crossing the road. You know, if you are living with dementia or other illnesses or elderly, you need a break. You need a break, and people forget that. And as Julie said there, one of the highlights is getting to the cafe, the other side of the road, and getting that wee island in the middle. That's fantastic. And the benches, getting the colours, getting the solid arms, so people can stand up. That's just tremendous, tremendous work. And I hope that's inspired you folks as much as that's inspired me. It's the first time I've been aware of that. Remember that all of the information we will pass on to you, and you can get in touch, you know, with Julie and the team down there. I loved the two ladies there. That was a great piece of filming. Myra and Betty just chatting, and you can see, just like I was saying with my dad, you can see the difference it makes. And a quote, I think, from Betty: people are delighted, that word delighted, to come for a walk. So well done, Dementia Friendly Prestwick. Wonderful, wonderful work. And keep it up, absolutely tremendous. Thank you so much, Julie, for sharing that with us. I'm just keeping an eye on the time. We're running slightly behind schedule, but we'll try and pick it up. Now, we're going to now pass on to Sam. Now, could I ask you all at this point in time to put your cameras back on, and Sam will introduce this session. Hi, Sam. Now, just get your cameras back on. Now, Sam is from Edinburgh Leisure, and Sam is going to take us through some gentle exercises. Now, what we always say, folks, remember, it is gentle exercises. Do what you can manage. Just do what you can manage. Don't overburden yourselves. Just do what you can manage. Sam is going to take us through something called body boosting bingo. Body boosting bingo, and we do need a pen and paper at the ready as well. So, Sam, I am intrigued by body boosting bingo. So we'll pass over to Sam. Thank you very much, Sam.
Thank you, Stephen. I just want to say my name's Sam Scott. I'm the Health Development Officer for Dementia and Mental Health with Edinburgh Leisure. I'll need to warn you that I do talk a lot like Stephen, but I can't handle heckling like Stephen, so do just be nice to me. So what I need to do, I'm just going to tell you about our project just quickly. So we take referrals and we support people with dementia around our venues. So we support them doing golf, gym, tennis, any of our fitness classes, swimming, and we provide that support with our bunch of volunteers as well. So it really does remove that barrier that physical activity can have, or coming into a venue, our volunteers really remove that. We're a project that's been funded by Life Changes Trust, and that funding has left a legacy for us to be continually to be funded by Baillie Gifford as well. So we've got our referral service, and again, the information Stephen will give you at the end will give you a lot more as well. But the other thing we do is an outreach service. So we go into dementia facilities, cafes, day services, and deliver a range of activities to these communities. So from Tai Chi to table tennis to dancing, we offer just this range of activities to the group. So it's the choice of the group as well what the activity is. But I'm going to introduce you to Body Boosting Bingo, which was the actual brainchild of Yolanda and Jenny from Body Boosting from Age Scotland. So again, that really they've been brilliant. So it's great to see Sandra here to tell you more information about what Age Scotland have to offer. But I know the anticipation, you want me to stop talking and you want to get on with this Body Boosting Bingo. So what I want you to do with a pen and paper, I want you to draw 2 lines coming down the way and 2 lines going across the way, like you set up on knots and crosses. Okay, then what I want you to do in each of those boxes is just put numbers 1 to 29, any numbers you want. So you've got 9 numbers there, any numbers between 1 to 29. So you should have a bingo card like that. You can take my numbers if you want, but I'm not a lucky person, so I doubt you'll win if you take these numbers. Perfect.
I'm so excited.
Perfect. So what I want you to do, guys, is actually probably best if you all just turn your cameras and put your mic, put yourself on mute. The only time I want you to come off it or put your cameras on and turn mic is if you have bingo. So this is very much like bingo. So we're going to just do 1 line. So if you get 1 line, that's bingo. If you get 1 line down, that's bingo. Or even if you get diagonal, that's bingo. So I want anyone who gets a line to shout bingo. You'll be wondering how I'm going to do bingo, but behind me, I've got my lovely bingo desk, as I like to call it. Again, in my kitchen here, like we all are doing in lockdown. So just before we get started, give yourself a nice amount of space. And just as Stephen said, if you have any issues with physical activity, do just find, again, just a nice, take it easy and just watch as you go in there. So if we just start off just as a nice little warm up, just a little bit of marching there as well. My wife made it important that I put a plant on the table so it made our kitchen look a little bit better because we've still got a bit of decorating to do. So Not only do we give you exercise, we give you some decorating advices as well. And I would just do one hand up and the other hand up as well, just one at a time there. Perfect. I can feel the anticipation from you all here. So, first number, are you ready for some body boosting bingo? Here we go. So, first number is 23. Let's ski 23. Okay. So again, just in your chair, you're just going to again holding the skiing movement and you're just going to ski side to side like that. Ready? Let's go. Good. And anyone who wants to do a jump can do a jump. And then ski again. And rest there. Next number. Number 12. Dig deep and delve. Number 12. Dig deep and delve. Okay, this one here again, you're just going to go side to side. So you're going to dig up to the side, dig up to the side, dig up to the side. Ready? Let's go. Good. And rest there. Next number. Number 22. March 1, 2. Number 22. March 1, 2. Okay, nice and simple. And we're just marching on our chair like that. Let's go. Good. Keep that back nice and straight. Let's try and think of our posture as well. Keep the back nice and straight. Imagine that piece of string pulling up the top of the head. And relax there. Next number. Number 28. One leg skate. Number 28. One leg skate. So again, with this one, again, you just get on the chair and you're going to try and circle your leg like that. Circle your leg like that. Ready? Let's go. A skating motion if you want. If you like all your jazz hands or whatever. My wife will never believe you that I do this, by the way. The worst is the fact the neighbours can see me as well through the window and they're wondering what I'm doing. They can't see the laptop either. And relax there. Next number. Number 16, the broad bean. Number 16, the broad bean. Okay, again, nice and easy. You're just, what you're going to do, the broad bean, you're going to just reach out to the side and reach out to the side. Ready? Let's go. Then twist that one. Still time to think about that back. It's all about that posture. And relax there. Next number. Number 26. Mix, mix, mix. Number 26. Mix, mix, mix. And just like everything we've been doing today or doing in lockdown is we've been doing a baking. So I want you to hold that mixing bowl like that. Other hand. And you're just going to keep mixing like that. So mix, mix, mix. Ready? Off we go. We should be all good at this after all the baking we've done in the lockdown. Good. Keep mixing. Swap hands as well. I was good at a dab caramel shortcake. I made a great caramel shortcake during lockdown. And rest there. Next number. Anyone close? Remember to shout bingo if you get bingo. Next number. Number 6. The side kicks. Okay, so again, side kick, side kick, side kick. Okay, ready? And if you want, you can add in the Bee Gees' little dance. Okay, let's go. All I can see is lots of arms moving. That's great. Really tap this out. You're kind of aiming for that 10 and 2 o'clock. Good. And to save myself some dignity with my neighbours, I'll stop that there. Good. Next number. Oh. Number 5. Number 5. Oh, we got bingo. Oh, no. Number 5. Staying alive. So again, just another BJ's one here as well. And all you're going to do is heel, toe. Heel, touch the floor, toe. Heel, toe. And then if you want, you can even give it the other BJ's movement there. Diagonal there. Ready? Let's go. Remember, you've got to go the other side. Yes, I don't have any coordination either. I should only usually do this after a few drinks. Good. And rest there. Next number, number 3. Number 3. The bee's knee.
Bingo!
Oh, we got bingo! Well done, Yvonne.
Well
The
done.
prize is a round of applause from myself and my seal of approval. Everyone wants to give everyone a round of applause there. Thanks very much, guys. If you need any more information on that, it'll be all on the email at the end, but I'll pass you on back to Stephen.
No.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, round of applause for Sam. How good was that? Round of applause. Sam, that was fantastic. Sam, you're a born entertainer. I can tell. I need to get you on a comedy stage one day, and we should do a dementia-friendly comedy show. That's what we should do, Sam. That was fantastic.
Definitely.
No, I was doing the exercises, and a pile of pupils were gathered outside, wondering why I was flinging my arms in the air randomly. So they're all gone. Do you know, I was watching as well, and I happened to notice somebody who was really giving it loudy there. And I've got a small trophy to pass on to the person who was just amazing at the exercises. And I'm going to pass this on, everybody, to Sandra Brown. Where's Sandra Brown? Where is Sandra? There's Sandra. Here you are.
Here.
Yeah. There you are, Sandra. There's your trophy. Give Sandra a big round of applause. Fantastic. Well done.
That makes up for not giving me my numbers. Thank you, Stephen.
Fantastic. Brilliant.
She just had her lunch, Stephen. She had all the energy. She just eaten her lunch. That's why she was
I'm shattered. It's time for a cup of tea. I'm going to lie down. We've got the second half still to go. Sam, that was great. So what a first half. That has been amazing. We've heard from Julie, Dementia Friendly Press Week, which was utterly inspiring and eco-inspiring. Young Sam, which was fantastic. Now, both of them, Julie and Sam, they were talking about overcoming the barriers. Remember, we're going to ask you towards the end, what are the barriers? And let us try and work together so that we can overcome the barriers. We've got a school motto here, Vailima Academy's motto, and I love it. It's achieving together. And that is what this is all about. And once again, remember, as Sam said, all of the information we will pass to you. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our second half. That was a great quiz. Well done, Sporting Memories. I was actually thinking as well, I was going to say this at the start, but I ran out of time. Just going back to the steps for Sporting Memories. Now, if you've not checked it out, go onto the website and have a look at that, the steps for Sporting Memories. But one of the patrons of Sporting Memories, the rugby fella, Alistair Hignell, played for England, and I think he was a cricketer. He did a film about their new Sporting Memories steps walk for the rugby greats. But one of the things he said in the film, which was quite inspiring, he said, listen, it's all about doing what you can do. It's all about getting out there and doing whatever you can manage. And everybody has that level that they can manage. It's all about doing what you can do. So remember, we're going to be asking you about barriers to exercise, barriers to getting outdoors, barriers to joining sports clubs, and so on and so on. I'll just go back to I keep talking about my dad. I hope he doesn't mind. But one thing my dad says to me is, he says it's just the effort to go out and do the walk, and he never ever regrets it. When you do that, when we go or run or go to the gym or go and play a game of football, you never ever regret it. But you've got to make that effort to get out there and do it. And the things that we've been hearing about from Sam and Julie earlier, they are planned activities, and that is such a great thing to have, because you've got it to look forward to. It's on every Saturday, it's on every Thursday, and that is the thing that gets you overcoming that barrier to go at that specified time and join that activity. So yeah, great. I was utterly inspired by our first half. So welcome back, everybody. I hope you're refreshed. I hope you get a nice wee cup of tea at your sides here, and we're going to get the second half underway. Now, I'm just checking my notes, keep me right here, so I got my names right. So we are going to welcome Daniel from Bow, Scotland, and Sandra from Age Scotland. Now, we're going to have a film, and the film is going to look at the inclusion of people within the Bowls network. So we look forward to watching this. I've not seen this myself, so I'm very much looking forward to watching this. And the script says we're going to hear a little bit how Bowls can engage communities. We are actually thinking of this down our end. We have a contact at the Rock Bowling Club in Dumbarton, and we are looking to make an initiative there. So I'll maybe talk a wee bit about that after we see the film. So I am going to shut up now, because I have to shut up. I'm going to put my camera off. If we could ask everybody else to put their cameras off and their microphones off now, and we will pass over to Daniel from Bow, Scotland, and Sandra from Age Scotland. Okay, thanks very much, guys.
My name is Daniel Baker, and I'm one of the National Development Officers here at Bow, Scotland. Our vision has always been the same: to foster and deliver a sport which is active, modern and accessible to all. As sport clubs, including bowling clubs, are beginning to reopen, there has to be a consideration given to all the changes and challenges that our members have lived with over the past 12 months. Over this time, we have had to stay at home, stay local, and for some, shield away from others. It is vital that we create a safe, welcoming environment for all our members, friends, parents and carers as our clubs reopen. In this video, you'll hear from a couple of other people besides myself. First up, there'll be Sandra Brown, who is a dementia training coordinator at Age Scotland, talking about supporting older people to return to community activities post-COVID. Then we'll hear from Donna Mackay at the Sporting Memories Foundation Scotland, discussing about how they took measures to unite people through sport. And then I'll finish off by sharing Bow Scotland's messaging around our return to the green for this season. Reassure, reconnect and respect. So without further ado, I'll pass you over to Sandra.
Hello, I'm Sandra Brown, Dementia Training Coordinator at Age Scotland. I'm going to cover a few key points about the impacts of social isolation and loneliness on older people, particularly over the past year, the importance of social connections, and also some hints and tips about making sure your activities are dementia inclusive. So for many older people in Scotland, the past year of shielding and lockdown has also been a year of greatly increased isolation and loneliness. Smaller social circles, less social care and support, and far fewer community activities have really taken their toll. Groups, clubs and individuals everywhere have done their best to keep older people connected in different ways. So, for example, we've seen loads of valuable and varied online activities springing up in recent months, covering everything from singing to quizzes to talks and presentations of all kinds. But overall, mentally, emotionally, socially, and physically, older people report being impacted by unprecedented experiences of social isolation and loneliness during the pandemic. Social interaction is vital for older people on so many levels. It slows cognitive decline and keeps brains healthy, improving memory and communication skills. It promotes better mental health, greatly reducing depression, stress, and anxiety, and improving confidence. And, particularly if it's combined with an enjoyable physical activity like bowling, social interaction contributes to physical health and fitness in many ways. For example, lower blood pressure, better sleep, and less risk of falls. So the past year really has taken its toll. And while many older people are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and are looking forward to clubs, groups, and activities opening up again, there's still a lot of fear and anxiety around about what the future holds, and the thought of connecting up with others again can be a really daunting prospect. So it might be that older people need support, reassurance, and encouragement from groups before they find the confidence to join in activities again. Giving them a reminder of the many benefits of doing so could be a really useful part of this process. Here are a few examples of what older people could regain by getting involved. Friendship, fitness, a better structure to days and weeks, a sense of purpose, more independence, happiness. They could learn new skills. And with all of this combined, they are greatly reducing their risk of developing dementia, to name but a few benefits. So this brings me to the second part of what I wanted to talk about today: how to run your clubs and activities in ways which are dementia inclusive. People living with dementia have been the hardest hit of all groups in society during the pandemic, both by the virus itself and by lockdown measures. For many people, symptoms of dementia have deteriorated more rapidly than would otherwise have been expected, as a result of isolation and the withdrawal of medical and social care services. To many people living with dementia, our new world of social distancing, with its complex and ever-changing rules, and of course with its face masks, is an unfamiliar and scary place. A fundamental step towards being a dementia-inclusive club is to realise that people living with dementia are surrounded by barriers which stop them getting involved in things to the same extent as other people. These barriers can take many forms. They can be in the environment. They can be in unhelpful and stigmatising attitudes. And they can take the form of cumbersome organisational processes and practices. Being a dementia-inclusive club means being aware of where you are creating barriers for people living with dementia and then doing your best to remove them. When you do, instead of barriers, people with dementia will find themselves surrounded instead by other people who are understanding of their needs, who'll treat them as individuals and respect their rights and wishes, who'll promote choice and participation, and will give support to maximise abilities and independence, and who'll take time to get to know them as a whole person. In a nutshell, people living with dementia will be surrounded by enabling environments, attitudes, and practices. So to finish off, here are a few wee tips for creating a dementia-inclusive club. First and foremost, make time within your activities for people to have some drinks, snacks, and chat together. Ensure that your staff, volunteers, and other members are dementia aware. This includes things like having the right communication and listening skills, being kind, and flexible when required. It means understanding the many symptoms of different types of dementia which exist. Consider maybe setting up a buddying system for people who need a little bit more support. Another thing that can be beneficial for people living with dementia is to make sessions and activities as clear, structured, and regular as possible. Remember also to think about the before and after, as well as the time spent during the activity itself. Getting people safely to and from your club or checking up on them between sessions may well be necessary for some people. How can you make sure that your spaces are dementia enabling, including things like appropriate signage, colour contrasts, good lighting, having a designated quiet room away from the noise and bustle, and somewhere for carers to relax together during the session? So that's a few wee suggestions, and there are plenty more where those came from. So please do get in touch if you'd like some training for your club. At the end of the day, if you're creating a warm and welcoming environment where people with dementia feel safe, happy and included, the chances are it will be an environment where everyone feels safe, happy and included.
Hello there, my name's Donna Mackey and I'm from the Sport and Memories Foundation Scotland, and I'd love to talk to you today about Sport and Memories and how charities like ours can support and enable bowls clubs to open their doors to the wider community. We've seen firsthand through our very own bowls project the impact that the sport can have, particularly for those living with dementia and their carers. But I'll come on to that in a second. First, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about Sport and Memories and what it is that we do. We are a charity established in 2017 in Scotland, dedicated to bringing together older adults to talk about and remember sport. Altogether, we run around 40 clubs in Scotland, both face-to-face in communities and online, and we aim to make a difference to the lives of those who join us. We have seen the pandemic shine a light on loneliness and isolation for many, but through our clubs and our resources like the Sporting Pink and our kit bags, we hope to use the power of sport to reconnect and unite people. We can't underestimate the importance of keeping active as we get older, which is why we like to include gentle exercise and fun activities during our sessions. It's great to see everyone get involved, and if the space allows, we'll give anything a go, as you can see from these images. So on to our bowls project. In 2019, we teamed up with bowls clubs to look at how we could reconnect our members to the sport. Through conversations, we discovered quite a few of our members used to bowl. In fact, we even had a club champion or two. But due to poor health, maybe bereavement, lack of confidence, many of those members had self-excluded from the sport. So for us, this was a great opportunity to bring some of those members back to the green, reignite their passion, rebuild their confidence, and just have a bit of fun. So thanks to the amazing support from the volunteers and committees at Wishaw South Bowling Club, Beveridge Park Bowling Club and Motherwell Bowling Club, we were able to see for ourselves that bowls can make a difference. I spoke about those who we reconnected to the sport, but we also had members and volunteers who had never thrown a bowl before in their lives. In fact, we even had a gentleman who's aged 88 who'd never thrown before, and it turns out you're never too old to try something new. In fact, that very gentleman loved it so much that he asked us about where he could play indoor bowls through the winter season. These clubs were brilliant. They were able to provide a quiet, safe and friendly space for us to sit in with a cuppa and a biscuit afterwards, to chat about what we had just done on the green and exchange stories. It showed us that bowls clubs have a real opportunity to open their doors to everyone and be a real hub of the community. Here is just some of the feedback that we got from participants in the project. Improve confidence and improve physical well-being. I don't really think you can ask for much more. For me, these are powerful words, and hopefully you can see the difference that your club could make. So what role can your club play in bringing together your community? Look at your clubhouse and the social spaces within it. Is it a quiet space for people to meet, have a cuppa and talk about sport? Could you set up a carpet bowls or a bocce session which people could play all year round? And what about the green? Is there a quiet time where you could offer dementia-friendly sessions? And then maybe a space away from the noise to grab that all-important cuppa and a chat. We hope that both clubs can look at how they do things to ensure that every member of the community is given every opportunity to participate. Sport is, after all, for life. And to quote one of our volunteers who played bowls for the very first time, "I never knew bowls could be so much fun." Everyone has joined in and given it a real go. It's great to see so many smiling faces. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. If you'd like to find out more about Sport and Memories, then my details will be at the end of the presentation, and I really look forward to hearing from you and hopefully see Sport and Memories clubs across the country in lots of bowling clubs. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for that, Sandra and Donna. There were some really insightful talks. Some of the takeaways for me really have been about how impactful social isolation has been for people over the past year, and how important that it's going to be reconnecting socially for all of us, particularly people who are living with dementia. Also, the picture showing of the Sport and Memories group meeting online over Zoom is certainly something that we all working from home have been very familiar with over the last 12 months. And I'm sure that everybody is really looking forward to getting back to seeing all their family, their friends and colleagues again face to face as we move through the summer. For returning to the green for this season, our messaging here at Bowls Scotland is quite simple. Reassure, reconnect and respect. We want to reassure our members and anyone that is coming to our bowling clubs that they are safe, welcoming environments. We can all play our part by doing this through having conversations with anyone that is unsure about coming back to the club, back to bowls, or just even popping in to say hello, and making sure that any information we have is clear, easy to read and accessible for anyone who's coming into our clubs. It's going to be vital that we reconnect with our communities, both our internal communities with our own members coming back to the clubs, but also the wider community around our bowling clubs. We want to show that our clubs are welcoming, that our doors are open, and that people can feel free to come in and just see what's happening if they want, and make sure that there's no barriers to accessing our great sport. The past 12 months, as we've said, has been really challenging, and there's a huge benefit that can now be given to all of us, both mentally and physically, to be able to get back to the clubs and reconnect with all the people that we've not been able to see. Lastly, respect. We always have to continue to respect the COVID guidance that is in place. That's all of us. Following the facts that's outlined by the Scottish Government is the basics to help keep everyone safe. There also has to be respect to understand that everyone that's coming back to the green for this year are in very different places. No doubt there are some of us who are absolutely itching to get back on bowling green and back in the club to see our friends, but for others it's going to be a bit more of a challenge. Some people are going to have to go through a lot of steps to rebuild their own confidence and to make sure they feel safe coming back. So it's very important we don't push or force anyone to go into an environment they're not comfortable doing so yet. We've had some great stuff from Sandra and Donna, and for me, really, it's about how we can have those conversations and, create a buddy system even to allow us to support particularly some of our most vulnerable members to feel comfortable coming back to our bowling clubs. This is a huge thing for all of us, and we're still living with it and we'll continue to live with this after we're done. But we always have to make sure that everything anybody does is that they feel safe while they're doing it, coming back to return to the green this season. Thank you for watching our video. Stay safe and take care.
Thanks. Thank you very, very much, Daniel, Donna and Sandra. Again, utterly inspiring. Very, very much enjoyed watching the film there. We all know the pandemic has been tough. The people have become more isolated. Those living with dementia, we've seen deterioration. We've seen families unable to access care homes, and it has been tough for many folk, many families, many carers. we're coming through things. We see the light at the end of the tunnel. The vaccination program's well underway, and this is great that we are working towards getting people back into these clubs. And it was great when Sandra was talking about the benefits. I just scribbled them down, Sandra, as you were speaking there. The benefits of getting people out into the clubs again and reuniting people. And I just scribbled them down as headings to remind people it will bring about friendship, fitness, a structure to the day, a sense of purpose, and independence. And that last one I just loved, happiness. It will bring about happiness, and that is so, so important. One of the themes throughout today's conference, folks, is overcoming barriers. And it's inspiring to see so many people dedicated. Both Scotland, Sport Memories, Age Scotland, Julie, Dementia Awareness Prestwick, Sam, Edinburgh Leisure, all the folk we had on yesterday, looking to help people overcome these barriers. I could go on. I need to watch my time. We have, as I said at the start, we have a Sporting Memories Club here in the school. We're very, very proud of it. We're the only school to be doing that in the UK. We had dementia awareness training as part of our training from Sandra's team in Age Scotland. And it was just brilliant. It was just brilliant. But one thing I'll remember from that training is Age Scotland told me that it was the first time they delivered that training to young people. And let's develop that. Let's absolutely develop that. Let's train our young people up on dementia awareness so they can help overcome these barriers. Incidentally, Sandra, a wee story for you. We're going to have a wee article in a local publication called The Clydesider, and we were interviewing the pupils. Well, we had a journalist, a pupil journalist interviewing the pupils, and they were just asked, tell us about your training. Tell us about what inspired you. And one of them, one of the young fellas, he said that he was utterly inspired by dementia awareness training from Age Scotland. So pass that back to your colleague, Sandra. So it really was inspiring. Daniel as well, just fantastic stuff. We're trying to overcome these barriers. Bowls, I have played bowls. I've actually played against an internationalist, believe it or not. I got a doing. I was rubbish. I kept trying to get the what do you call it, the bat. I don't know, the bat. I went the wrong way and ended up in the ditch. But such a wonderful sport. I love some of the quotes that our Donna, part of the Sport and Memories team. Donna, I wrote a few quotes. You're never too old to try something new. I thought that was a fantastic quote from Donna. You're never too old to try something new. Me and my big pal Morris here, we're runners. And we're young. We're getting old. We're getting older, but we're still young. And we utterly aspire to run a sub 40 10k, and we're not giving up. We're going to do it. We are absolutely going to do it. So I love that quote. I also loved Donna gave another great quote. Sport is for life. Absolutely, sport is for life, no matter what age you are. And I love the quote that one of the bowlers gave Donna. I never knew bowls could be such fun. Absolutely. So brilliant stuff. Thank you, Daniel, Donna. And Sandra, another very inspiring film. And once again, folks, we will send all this information out to you. And I hope you're being inspired just as much as we are here. So what we're going to do now is breakout rooms. Now, those of you may not be familiar with it, this is where our IT whiz kid, David, who's running the show for us, but with the IT aspect here, is going to put us into wee rooms, breakout rooms they call them. So it's a smaller gathering, and it gives us the opportunity to have a good chat. And we want to hear from you, and we want to obviously pass on your comments on what you've heard today, but also what are the barriers that you're experiencing in terms of getting outside for physical exercise, in terms of joining clubs and activities. And we sent you some questions in your packs to have a think about. I'll just read them out to you before we do the rooms. So question one was, how important is being active to you, or indeed in supporting people to be active in terms of you're a carer? So how important is being active or supporting people to be active to you? Number two, do you face any challenges where you live to keep active? to support people to be active. So where you live, is that a barrier? Is that something that's a barrier to you? I'm very fortunate where I live. I'm right on a cycle path. I'm out and I'm running immediately. Do you have any barriers where you live? Number 3, have you been a member of a sports club or watched sport in the past, but stopped attending? And if so, why? And what is it you miss about that sport? And finally, number 4, do you think being socially active encourages you to be more physically active? We've talked a lot about that as well. They're going over to the cafe for a cup of tea and coffee and a cake afterwards, going for the bowls, having a quiet place for a chat and a coffee. So that social interaction is also very, very important in terms of the physical activity as well. Welcome back, everybody. Feel free to keep your cameras on so I can see your lovely faces. Thank you so much for your contribution in the breakout rooms there. It is important that we learn from each other, and the wonders of technology allow us to get into these wee rooms for a chat in smaller numbers. So thank you so much for your contribution. Some of you may have, as I said, it may have been a bit shy to speak up, or you may go away and think of something else that you would want to share with us. So please email us. Donna's email was on the pack you were given for your booking here. So Donna at the SMF, that's the Sporting Memories Foundation, Donna at the smf.co.uk. So if you go away and you think of something else, there's Donna putting our email address up. Just let us know. And we will use all this information. Do you know, folks, it's been a wonderful afternoon, truly, truly wonderful. And everybody in this room here, we've got an objective, we've got a plan, we've got an objective, and that is to support and to do our very best to get our older members of the community active, living healthy lifestyles, out there, exercising, also at home as well, joining clubs, joining communities, helping overcome the barriers that older people may face, barriers that the people living with dementia may face, and we together have that collective aim. And you know, folks, I feel inspired, I feel utterly inspired with everything we have heard over the last 2 days, and we will achieve this. We will work together and we will achieve this. Now, there's a lot of folk to thank to make this happen, and I've scribbled that down, so I'll go through that. I don't want to miss anybody out, so I scribbled it down during the breakout rooms there, and we'll give people a big thanks. So first of all, thanks to the wonderful Sporting Memories Foundation. I am proud to be an ambassador of Sporting Memories Foundation Scotland. This has been my first role, really, my first proper role as ambassador, and it has been an utter joy, and I look forward to working with Sporting Memories for many, many years to come. Also a huge thanks to Life Changes Trust for putting the thing together, and their constant support. So Sport Memories and Life Changes Trust, thank you for putting this whole 2-day programme together. Let's give them a wee round of applause. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Well done, guys. Absolutely fantastic. So now I'll go through all our presenters, and we'll give them also a nice round of applause. So can I mention, first of all, someone who you haven't seen on screen? He's like the hidden genius. Is David, everybody, from his company is called HCVF. He told me what it stands for. I'm going to try and get it right. Highland Corporate Video Facilities, I think, HCVF. We just call him David, and he's our IT whiz kid. So he has made all this stuff happen behind the scenes. He had us all through rehearsals as well. He's a wonderful fella. I haven't seen his face. Do you know I haven't seen his face? Because he's hidden. So can we give David a round of applause? David, great work, star. That's fantastic. Thank you, David. And let's go to our presenters now. First of all, today we heard from Julie, Dementia Awareness Prestwick. Julie, your work in Prestwick is utterly inspiring. We thank you. Give Julie a massive round of applause. Thank you, Julie. And then we heard from Sam from Edinburgh Leisure. Again, Sam, wonderful, wonderful stuff, taking us through our fitness programme and our bingo. So give Sam a round of applause. Fantastic, Sam. And then in the second half, we had Daniel from Bowl, Scotland. Daniel, wonderful stuff you're doing. Keep up the good work, Daniel. As I said, we have a local bowling club, the Rock Bowling Club at Dumbarton, and we hope to make use of that. And Daniel, your film inspired me. So well done. Give Daniel a round of applause. Very good. And also in the film we heard from Sandra from Age Scotland. I think Sandra has left us. I saw a wee chat up there that she had to go and do some training. So in her absence, Sandra, wonderful work. Keep up the brilliant work. Give her a round of applause. And I think I've hit on everybody. Obviously, the Sport and Memories team, Donna, brilliant stuff. Morris, brilliant stuff. Yvonne, I see Yvonne sitting here looking all shy. Brilliant stuff, Yvonne. Absolutely wonderful. So, a couple of things before we go. Oh, can I just mention, yesterday was an equally brilliant event. Do you know, we've got through without a school fire alarm going off. Happy days. There's been no fire alarm. I've made it to the end. But yesterday, I unfortunately missed a lot of the stuff. But yesterday we heard from Scottish Ballet. So if you want, check that out. They do a project called Time to Dance Project. Again, a dementia-friendly Time to Dance project. And they run Zoom sessions just now for dementia, people with living with dementia and their carers. So check that out, Scottish Ballet Time to Dance Project. And also yesterday, and I'm really gutted I missed this one, Morris from Sport and Memories was demonstrating the kit bags. And again, if you don't know about the kit bags, go on to the Sport and Memories website. I've got one here. Here's one here. Here's a kit bag. Here's a kit bag. I don't know if I'm getting that in. There you go. So I'm sorry I missed that, Morris, but well done yesterday for all your efforts, and also Morris for taking over the hosting when I had to leave. So finally,
Stephen, you excuse me a second. You forgot to thank one person.
Who's that?
Yourself.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
Your enthusiasm, and I think we all owe you a debt as well. So well done, and thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Right, I appreciate that, Jim. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. So we better switch off. So finally, the answers to the quiz will be coming up very, very shortly. A reminder that all the information that we put out today will be sent to you. So look out for that in your email. There'll also be a survey of the event. So if you can complete that, that will just help us as we plan future events. It'd be great if you could return that to us. And that's us. That's me. I think I've got everything on my list. So the last people I would like to thank are your dear selves. This could not run without you guys coming along. It's been great fun. I've had a ball. Thank you so much for attending. Let's keep in touch. And let's make this happen. Okay, everybody, I'll sign off. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll hopefully see you all again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.